What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome up to a follow-up video on a guide that I put out yesterday. Uh, the guide that I put out yesterday was related to a Rock Teron Farm, and I wanted to set up a conditional launch of my collecting sparks, which in this case are Rocky Sparks. So I figured out a way to do it, and it looks more complicated than it is. But let's set this up. Okay, so this initial setup that I've got over here, I spaced it out a little bit more because I was trying to work in the alternate signal from this side, but nothing's changed on this side. It's still running the exact same way, so don't worry about that. The big difference is now the rock throwers. You can see that they are not throwing anything right now, and they won't until both of these pressure buttons are activated. So the way it works is when both of these sensors are triggered on both sides, they will send a signal to two separate AND gates. One for the throwing of the sparks, and then one which readies a signal to start throwing the Rocky Sparks on the right side. So you can see I've got two AND gates, one on the left, right here, and then I've got one over here, right here. These are both triggered, so you can see them kind of both activate thusly. So, yeah, once these are both spawned in for the Rock Terons that I've got set up, it then propagates a signal to both sides. This one over here, once both of those buttons are pressed, will then send a signal over here to another AND gate. I'm getting a lot of usage out of the AND gates. And that is hooked up to this whole relay of buffer and filter gates over this way. So I've got one conditional side of this being an on-off on the switches, and then the other one is hooked up to a timer, which this timer is set up for sending a signal for 5.5 seconds and then waiting 5 seconds. Now, when this sends the signal for 5 seconds, you can see if I open this, this is then going to a wire bridge, which is then going here, and then this is going to this first in the line as far as this filter gate is concerned. So this filter gate is set up to send a signal when it's received a signal that lasts for more than 5 seconds. So once that happens, it will then propagate a signal throughout this entire chain, which each one of these are set up for 10 seconds and 9.5 seconds for the buffer gates and the filter gates. As the signal propagates through all this, it'll take, I think it's about a minute, roundabouts a minute, for the final signal to be sent to this last buffer gate, which this one sends a signal for 5.5 seconds, which is just enough time for all of these throwers to throw 10 Rocky Sparks. This isn't going to make a whole lot of sense as I'm explaining it right now, and I apologize for that. But yeah, well, I'll try to get the Terons to spawn, and yeah, I'll see you guys again once they spawn. I just gotta find the right distance for spawning. I think they'll start spawning once I'm this far away, but yeah, we'll move over here. But yeah, I'll see you guys again when they actually spawn. Okay, the Rock Terons have finally spawned back in, so we get to see the activation and all that. Okay, so as long as the Rock Terons are on these buttons for the 5 seconds that it takes for this first signal to get sent out, which they should, and you can adjust the timers all good, but once this gets activated and the signal gets sent through here, it's good to go. It only needs the initial activation in order for the signal to get sent through the first time. So once this signal fully goes through all the buffers and everything, it will activate these three, at least it should, unless I messed up some of the wiring, which I don't think I did. No, they're all hooked up. So yeah, it's just going to kind of work its way through, and then this one branches off and goes to this one, and then this one will propagate this one, and it'll just keep going. And the more that you have of your actual buffers and filter gates, the longer it will wait in order to, get through. One thing to make note is if you have it set up on only a timer, it doesn't matter how many of these filter and buffer gates you have set up past your initial activation, because the signal will then propagate by itself, and it'll take about 25 seconds for all the signals to go through. So it's only the initial activation which actually is a little bit delayed. After that, there's a pretty consistent 25 to 30 seconds that you'll wait in between signal activations, and that's only if you're using a timer. So if you have it set up like this, where you've got it set off an AND gate and another condition, then yeah, you can have the initial 1 minute or however long. So as you can see, with the way that I have it set up, with how long it takes, you won't have to worry about the Rock Terons actually getting in the way of the fight or whatever. And if you want to have a more sensitive setup on this, you can then, you can lower the signal timers, or you can lower how long it waits. So if you wanted to have a shorter window in which it could potentially activate, you could set it up for like a 2-second timer, or even, a 1-second timer if you so chose. The point is that you want to modify your windows so that you're not, launching at the same time. But if you've got enough of the gates like I have set up, you could probably get away with it, because even if this was activated, every second possible, this is still going to take a minute to launch. So I'll probably keep this on 2 seconds or something like that in order to, let's go for 2.5, why not? So every 2.5 seconds is going to send another signal. So, yeah, this is how I did my little conditional setup. Did it all with pretty basic stuff. And yeah, it's pretty easy to keep stocked as far as all this is concerned. But yeah, I really wanted to fix up this little, issue that I was having. Yeah, it's not super complicated. Just as long as you embrace using gates on top of gates, it's not too, difficult and whatnot. But yeah. Oh, I also swapped to the spider web cloak and the dhoti pants. Oh, I'm also wearing canvas shoes. I put those on while I was waiting for the enemies to spawn again. But yeah, that is my conditional kind of delayed response. I don't know what you would call this. A conditionally timed activated spark thrower setup? I don't know, whatever. Either way, I'm going to probably just have this as a direct follow-up to my Rock Teron Farm video that I did. But hopefully this helps you guys out. Hopefully it was a little bit informative. I guess key takeaways are that you can use 2 pressure sensors to activate 2 systems independent that only activate under certain conditions. And then the timers, the more buffer and filter gates, the longer your initial activation will be. So if you've got, I don't know, how many have I got here? 6, I think, I've got set up on, their respective sides. So this is about a minute, something like that. But yeah, there might be a better way to do this whole thing, but whatever, it works for me. Pretty much you're just daisy chaining energy reactions between them. So activation to activation to activation, and depending on how you set your timing parameters, it'll shorten or lengthen the time. But yeah, anyway, hopefully this helps you guys out. If it did, then feel free to like the video. I would love to hear your guys' tips on a better way to get this going, because this can't be the best way to do this. I guarantee that this is not the best way to do this, and I would love to hear what you guys think. But Anyway, I will see you all in the next video / guide. You all take care. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.